Hey guys, we've got July's front lever planche side split. So we're working isometrics for all three. Starting with the rings in a lower position, you can use this as a warm-up or your versions. Just trying to get that lower trap activation. So you might just be here, activating, holding that, building that up for as much of that 30 seconds as you can. Then you might go into, from there, having the legs straight. And then you can go into a tuck, and then an open tuck, butterfly, and then start to work that lever out to that open straddle, to halves, and then to the full front levers. A lot of work, very heavy on the core and through the spine, but you're looking to get at least a kind of 15-second hold for each of these. And then for the next movement, you raise the ring up. Just you have to raise one up as high as you can. And then if you are strong enough, you wouldn't even need the band. Otherwise, I've just got the band there. And then I'm going to use that to get an isometric planche. When I do that, I want to be able to again hold for at least that kind of 10 to 15 second mark. So I've popped that down around my hips. Obviously the higher the ring is, the more band tension. So this is a little bit low, but that's cool. Then you first start, you might not even use the band and just do the holds there, work on developing the wrists and that control, and obviously single legs. And then you should feel that if you've got a good base, you can just come up into that. So you want to work towards that isometric tuck hold for at least kind of 15 seconds without the band, like working down from this heavier band and then working down to the lighter band. And then, you know, if you can get out the tuck one for 30 seconds, you're doing quite well with full body weight. And then you can start to extend the spine and open it out. The back lever isometric holds are much easier for most people, unless the shoulder flexibility is a big issue, to work on the full body variations where you start to play with the other variations besides just the tuck, to extend the spine and the different leg positions and gradually make that lever length longer, but you really got to project the shoulders forward. It is a lot of strain through the neck, through the wrists, all of that, so there's no rush. Again, you want to feel good from the training as opposed to just rushing the versions. Then you want to go into the side split, isometric, and you're working on that strength. So you have the ring at a height where you can kind of comfortably pull yourself out of it, because it's easier to kind of lower down, but once you're coming out of it, to step out of that wide position. But just work the level that you can keep your pelvis underneath you and neutral. So you want to avoid going into that kind of arched back position when you're doing it. So a lot of people tend to go down and then end up like that and they're bending forward. And yes, you can go a bit deeper, but you're not going to strengthen the tissues as well as if you hold neutral. So for me, even though I can get the side splits fairly, you know, easier than most guys, I don't have the same strength if I really try and tuck under and try and keep my spine perfect. So I'm really working there a lot harder than what I would if I just went down. Even though I can take my full body weight that way, it's just being honest with yourself and developing that nice strength through the hip and getting that nice isometric hold. Then you've got a 30-second rest. You can kind of shake your hips out after that. Do some wrist circles before you go back in, especially from the planche. So you might even move the wrist the opposite way on your rest. But it's really using that rest constructively and really trying to feel the breath, especially on the rest, because it's an isometric session. People tend to hold their breath, especially if they're trying harder versions. So try and get that nice breathing rest and then try and bring the breath into those isometric holds. So even when I'm holding, as an example here, trying to feel those three smooth breaths in that 30-second interval, so that way I'm not just tensing up my neck and shoulders and everything, just trying to hold that breath, even though once you do the harder versions you really have to retrain that tension because of all the pressure that's going into the spine. It's a natural thing to do, but still trying to breathe smoothly when you're doing the easier progressive versions. So enjoy that, 4 rounds of that, 8 minutes, good fun, tick it off, get it done.